Hello students, welcome to BTech 360. In a continuous series that we've been doing about the new age tech schools or tech colleges that have come up, which is the Scalar, the Next Wave, the Newton, and so on and so forth. There are about 35 of them that have come up. A lot of students have been asking us to cover. We already covered Scalar and Newton. You must look at the video if you've not seen that already. A lot of students have come and asked us about Next Wave School of Technology. So what we're going to talk now is, what is Next Wave? Does it give a degree? What are the risks attached when you go there? What kind of skilling do they give? Do they give you guarantee you an employment? All those questions is what we're going to answer here. Before I move further, one small request that I always have for you, please do subscribe to BTech 360. So the question that we're asking now is, should you join Next Wave of Innovation in Advanced Technologies? That's the company's name, that's the institute's name, right? So that's the question that we're trying to answer. And assuming you're joining them, who are you joining? Are you joining them or are you joining a university? Who are you paying? Are you paying the university or these people? Are you studying at the university or these people? These are big questions that we'll answer. And also, who will give you a placement? Who will give you skilling? Who will give you the degree? All those things also we'll try to respond here. Now, there are three models in EdTech. I've already explained to you. One is a model where, the standalone certification model, which Next Wave also has, by the way. Next Wave has a school of Next Wave Academy, where they skill you, train you, and give you a certificate. So it is for you to find your own employment. It's for you, and they don't promise a degree or anything like that. And all they do is to make sure that you are skilled enough in new technologies so that you can actually find a job based on the technology and the skill that you learned at Next Wave. So that is one model. Like Scalar follows this particular model where they don't give a degree, they don't embed themselves. The other model is the embedded university model, where the institution Next Wave also does this, by the way. So it is here as well as here, where they actually go and partner with a university, and within the university they'll actually train the students and skill them and make them employable. Which means you're actually dealing with the university. Next Wave comes in and actually, it's as good as subleasing out something, right? But they essentially go into the university and start teaching the students within the university, which is another model that they follow. The third one is the physical campus plus distance learning degree model, which PhysicsWallah does this, by the way, where the campus are in multiple places, but the degree comes from a different university altogether. It's coming from a university in Northeast. That's the third model. This is high risk, by the way. So these are three models that you're dealing with. Like Upgrad and Vedam, all these people follow this particular model, which is the embedded university model, which means they go and partner with the university, they embed themselves in the university and start making the students skilled enough to make them employable. Now, what is the role of university there? I still don't understand, but that is where it is. Now, let's look at the key questions that you should ask whenever you're joining such a model, because the model is, mind you, it trains you, it skills you, it makes you employable, but it's also risky because the degree may or may not come, the job may or may not come, because there is nothing that has been guaranteed here. There is nothing that has been guaranteed here. I'll show you what, and even Next Wave talks about it themselves, right? The first question you must ask is, when you're paying the fee, who are you paying? We're now talking about the embedded university model, which means Next Wave has gone and partnered with the university. Listen, for me at Career 360, it is as simple as, who is it who's answerable to you? Are you being misled? Are you being informed correctly? These are the questions that we always look for. And from that perspective, there are universities that are being promising degree, and there is someone else who you're paying. Then it becomes a problem for me. Right? There are many universities in this country who survive because they only have a license to grant a degree. I don't condone that. They deserve to die. But having said that, is the promise that is being made to you, either from Next Wave or from the university, who keeps up to the promise? Who actually stands to the promise? Who will be accountable, assuming there's a default? That's a big question that I would want to ask, because it's not a small thing. A student is putting in their 4 years of life and 20-25 lakh rupees. That's a lot of money. So there you need to be, and maybe Next Wave is about 10-15 lakh rupees. We couldn't find the fee structure in many of these places, by the way, right? But that's a question. So the first question that you need to ask is, who are you paying? Are you paying the university or are you paying Next Wave? If you're paying the university is answerable to you. If you're paying Next Wave, then Next Wave is answerable to you. So the first point of contact, who contacted you? Is it Next Wave or is it the university? That's very important. The second thing is, where are you studying? Are you studying within the campus or in a far off small office somewhere else where you're being skilled? If you're studying within the campus, you're slightly more protected environment. If you're getting skilled somewhere else, then it's a different thing altogether. And the third thing is, based on these two things, who is answerable to you? Assuming there's a default on the promise, you understood the communication as a commitment or a promise or something like that. Assuming there is a default, who is answerable to you? These three are the most important questions, right? And typically in most of these things, there are three things that students seek. They obviously seek learning and skill. So am I getting skilled and learned enough so that I can find employment? Two, is there a guarantee in the job? By the way, even the best institutions don't guarantee, but because of skill and legacy of the institution, you do get a lot of companies coming for placement. So is someone, at least guaranteeing that a bunch of companies will come and actually look for placement? And what is the placement percentage? The better the institution, the greater the legacy of the institution, there is greater the chances of placements also happening. And then, is the degree guaranteed? Now, ideally, there are about 10-15% institutions and colleges in this country where you get a degree, you actually also get learned and skilled enough, and you also find a job. There are. So, for us to confuse that, saying, oh, most of the institutions in this country are doing nothing, it is wrong, because about 15% institutions, 15, 20, whatever the percentage is, they are actually making you learned, they are making you skilled, they are guaranteeing your degree, and companies do go there for placement. And we do review most of these colleges. In my opinion, there are about 300-500 colleges in this country which actually do that. In every state, there will be about 10-15 such colleges. And you must look out for them also while you're talking about these things, right? So this is the thing. Ideally, you must actually get all the three. Now, there are cases where you might not get skilled and employable, but you get a degree, which is called what we call a degree mill. The universities exist because, or survive because they actually have the power to give a degree. In that case, maybe NextWave is a better option, because at least you're getting employment there, or at least you're getting skilled enough to find employment there. Here, there is neither skilling nor nothing. You're just paying money to buy a degree, in which case, you don't go there and you come this side, right? Ideally, you must have all the three, and NextWave does have a few gray areas when you discuss that. Now, who are the founders? There are three founders for this institution. One is Rahul Atuluri, who is a co-founder and CEO. He's an alumni of IIIT Hyderabad, which is one of the best tech colleges in this country, tech institutions in this country. And I would say, in fact, I would rate it better than many of the IITs in this country also, right? And then you have Shashank Gujula, who is again an alumni of IIT Bombay, and Anupam Pedarla, who is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur. These three are the founders for NextWave. Now, they actually have, what is NIIT? NIIT is, as I said, NextWave of Innovation in Advanced Technology. That's the course name. They themselves say NIIT is not a university. So very, very clear disclaimer. They are absolutely clear that they're not a university. They're not a degree granting institution. All they do is they embed themselves in the institution. So what do you say? NIIT's upskilling training program runs inside 25 plus UGC approved partner universities. So they go into the universities and do that, right? Across India, the BTech degree is awarded solely by the respective collaborating university. NextWave's trainers, mentors, and success coaches deliver the industry-aligned curriculum inside the university campus. Think of it as an embedded university model. You get a valid degree plus a top-tier industry skills simultaneously. Now, the question that I always have when universities partner with have to do this is that then what is the faculty doing in the university? Why can't they do these things themselves? Why can't they actually create skilling and training programs which makes the student employable? Isn't that your responsibility? But that is for a different debate altogether, because a lot of issues are there in the entire thing. But this is what my question is. How is it that why is it that universities actually have to partner to even train and skill people who are paying them for 4 years? But that is what NIIT is very clear. NextWave is extremely clear that I'm not a university, I'm not giving you a degree, I'm only training, skilling you and making you successful enough so that you can find a job. So to that extent, NextWave is completely clear as far as this is concerned. Now the next part of it. There are three kinds of models that NextWave follows. What are the three models? They actually have 4-year degree program, which is called the NIIT BTech program, which is Next Wave of Innovation in Advanced Technologies. Next Wave of Innovation in Advanced Technologies, right? And they offer BTech with about 25 plus partner universities. They've already said that on their website, right? Then they also have a post-12 college student. They started with this CCPP 4.0 Academy, where for students from 12th grade through pre-final year, any degree branch is eligible to take this. It's a BTech, BCom, BBA, any degree that you have. You can come there, skill yourself, and there are 5 tracks: Smart, Genius, Edge, Smart Careers Plus, and Genius Career Plus. This essentially is a 6 to 7 hour per week commitment alongside regular academic. So you're studying somewhere and you're also joining NextWave, where you're actually skilling yourself to become employable. It's a small certification program or a skilling program. And NextWave is very, very good at this. NextWave is extremely good at making you employable if you are studying somewhere as a formal graduation thing, right? And it makes you industry ready certification, India's first placement, and they also give you placement support also, right? Now this is where they started. They also have a 6-month job program, which is called NextWave Intensive, which is an offline, and this is done in their office campus at Madhapur in Hyderabad, which essentially is online plus offline format, tracks Python full stack, GenAI, Java full stack, GenAI, So they do all those kind of programs. Now, these two programs that we're talking of, NextWave is very, very good at that. This is where, because all these are 3 month, 6 month, 1 year program. This is a 4-year program and a BTech program is what they claim. And this is where the problem comes in, because for us at Career 360 also, the moment you get into the graduation space and anything, we start a coverage for that, and that's why we are covering this particular program largely. Otherwise, these two are very, very good, and they do a very good job of that. Students go there because they know that they get skilled and become more employable. So that is very clean again. Now, the thing that they talked of, they partnered with 25 plus universities, rather 35 universities is what they claim. So I would not list out the, read out the list, but they do partner because some universities come, some go, all those things. By the time I do this, a couple of universities might have get added and a few might have walked out also. And that is where the problem is, because on one side you're talking to NextWave, on the other side universities are coming in and going out. Then what happens? If a university walks out, what happens? If UGC were to hit back at the university saying you can't do this, what happens? And that is where the gray area comes in, because the chances that you'll actually study at one of these courses for 4 years and not be actually having a degree because UGC hit back at it, or the university itself actually had a sore relationship with NextWave and then walks out of it, in which case what happens? That is where the big question is. Assuming that NextWave walks out because the university has not paid, then what happens to your skilling program? Assuming university walks out because NextWave they are upset with NextWave, then what happens to the degree? These are all open questions. It can be UGC, hitting back. It can be a NextWave itself being upset with the university, or it can be a university which is upset with NextWave. Then what happens? That's a question that I always ask in these kind of things, because while they're making these business transactions, the student's career should not be affected. The student should be absolutely certain of what is being promised and whether what's been promised is being delivered or not. And that is where our reportage at this point in time would be confined to. Now, what are the courses that they offer? NIIT, they offer AI/ML, robotics, data science, and more. There are quite a few programs that they offer. I've just listed out a few of them. Now, recently, I got my hands on, laid my hands on something that UGC wrote to NextWave, and in my opinion, UGC wrote to all the universities also. Because a few universities did speak to me on this particular thing, where the UGC wrote to NextWave and some of the universities saying, listen, how can you do this partnership? What did UGC write here? And this was dated 27th March 2026, mind you. So just about a couple of months back. It is as fresh as that. What does UGC write? UGC says, unauthorized offering of degree programs with NextWave instead of advanced technology. What does UGC say? Unauthorized offering of degree programs by NextWave instead of advanced technology. That's the subject line. And it says, it has come to the notice of the University Grants Commission that NextWave Institute of Advanced Technologies, NIIT, number 144, survey number 37, and so on and so forth, is offering various degree programs through collaboration mode with 25 UGC approved universities as mentioned on its website. So UGC went to the NIIT website and saw them. It says, it is reiterated that as per the provisions of the UGC Act 1956 and the applicable UGC regulations, no university is permitted to offer its academic program through franchising arrangements, collaboration, or any other mode of association with private coaching institutions, vocational institutes, or other entities, including in distance or online mode, without the prior approval of the commission. So UGC found that whatever NextWave is doing in partnership with the 25 universities, they say it's unauthorized. That's what they say. Now, NextWave also responded to that by saying that we're distancing ourselves, and we said, and they got into this embedded model. But at this point, I'm on NextWave website also, you would not find the names of the universities and those kind of things. You might find, but they'll say, we are not a university, we don't give a degree and those kind of things. Then who gives a degree? If NextWave were to say, we only make you employable, but we don't guarantee employment, then what is the purpose? So those are questions that open up, but very clearly, UGC has said, in view of the above, NextWave Institute of Advanced Technology, NIIT is not authorized to offer, advertise, or conduct any degree program on behalf of private or deemed to be university as mentioned on its website, or any other private or deemed to be university. It's very clear about that. Admit students, conduct classes, examinations, or any other academic activities in connection with such programs. Offer or award any degree in its own name. So very clear, NIIT cannot give a degree, NIIT cannot partner with a UGC approved institution is what they say. And NextWave also responded, and the communication is somewhere in between. But while they are sorting out that issue, while UGC and NextWave and the universities are sorting out the issue, should you as a student take the risk? That is the question that comes up here. Because maybe NextWave will win this battle and everything will be clean. But do you want to take a risk? Maybe the universities will actually win a battle and UGC will approve that, but it may not approve also, because UGC on 27 March is very clearly taken a stand of where Next Wave stands and where the commission stands or where the regulator stands in terms of these degrees being offered to this particular institution. And that is where the problem lies, that the risk here is extremely high. Now, the other thing that we could not find because of the UGC notice earlier, I remember, on Next Wave you would actually have the fee structures, the placements and all that is not there now. Like, for example, you want to understand what's the fee structure at any of these programs, you can only find that in the university website. But on the university website, you would not have the conversation about Next Wave. They will not talk of Next Wave. Of the 30-35 institutions that are partnered with Next Wave, only 10-11 claim that they actually partnered with Next Wave. The other 20-20, they don't even talk of Next Wave. That's because they're scared of UGC. They're scared that UGC will come back at them and say, listen, how can you partner with this particular institute? And that is the problem that we're dealing with. That, the risk that is attached here is very, very high. Because on Next Wave, ideally, if you're admitting students, you should tell me what are the fee structure, what is the placement, basic details that you demand from any college. In this particular case, Next Wave's fee structure and placement details for BTech programs are not officially mentioned on their website. So there is no fee structure because each university has a different fee structure. And of the universities that they partnered with, only a few of them claim that they actually have a partnership with Next Wave. The others don't even acknowledge the relationship. The other thing is NIT's first full BTech program. There is also a lot of conversation of how Next Wave students are getting great placements. Listen, the first batch of this NIT has not even passed out. So there is no question of placement. The placement that they're talking about is about an academy and other skilling programs where working professionals go and train themselves. I'll also talk to you about that. But at this point in time, we could not find the fee structure. We could not find the placement. Anyone who is talking about placement in Next Wave, NIT by the way, is a blatant lie. The NIT hasn't got a single batch of its actually graduating. So to that extent, there is no question of placement. The placements haven't even commenced for this particular batch. Now the next part of it. They talk of placements also on their website. The thing is, when you actually have multiple things, there are three things that I told you. Remember, one is the next NIT, two is the Next Wave Academy, and third one is Next Wave Intensive or something like that. Now, for example, a college or university talks about its MBA placements to a BTech student or an MBA placement to a BCom student. What happens? When you conflate these numbers, when you use one number to sell another thing, or when you use one number but are silent on another thing, then it opens up a lot of questions. For example, they talk of top placements cracked by Next Wave students. Of course, they are Next Wave students, but as I told you, there are 3 programs that they offer, and within the programs also there might be multiple layers also for all that, right? They talk of Subhash getting 80 lakh in software development in Apple, Naina at BlackRock, and so on and so forth. The most important thing that you must remember is none is an NIT student. They are all working professionals who've taken a skilling program to ensure that they are up to the game in terms of the technology that's coming up, right? So the disclaimer is, outcomes are from multiple Next Wave programs, including online skilling cohorts and placement support programs. That is the problem, right? You conflate this and then it creates a problem for us. Because students will start saying, okay, this is a placement that happened in NIT. NIT hasn't got a single batch graduating yet. The second thing is, again here also, delivering outcomes that matter, from hands-on learning to career breakthroughs. Here is the impact our learners have, right? 20 plus startups launched, NIT and secured internship stipends to 2,500 plus companies hired from us, right? Again, the outcomes are from multiple Next Wave programs, including online skilling cohorts and placement support programs. So its online skilling cohorts also are a part of this whole thing. None of the NIT students. So we are only confining ourselves to NIT, mind you. So for me, the simple thing that I want to communicate to you is that the placement that they're talking of, the internship that they're talking of is largely to do with no other programs and nothing to do with the NIT students. They're all working skilled professionals who also got themselves one additional certification, and that is what Next Wave is talking about and nothing else. Then they also talk of student achievements where 2.87. Now this is adding up everything. This, for me, it's ridiculous. 2.87 crores as internship stipends secured by NIT. No one talks of how many students have got there. How many students, how many months. They just say 2.87 crore as internship fees. And that is the most ridiculous thing, because when you dump such data without explaining anything, it creates a big problem, because how many students were placed? How many months was the internship amount about? Nothing. 2.87 crores. For me, 2.87 crores is nothing. One student in one great IIM would get a full salary of, whereas you're talking of thousands of students. And that again opens up a lot of questions. Why are you actually getting into this kind of a conversation? I really worry about that, right? Then on track to onboard 5,000 plus, on track to onboard 5,000 plus companies in the next 2 years. Talk about it today. What is it that we are having? Don't talk of your aspiration, right? Now, so many companies are coming for placement. That's very, very good. So many companies have taken students from NextWave. That's very good. That's good enough. You don't need to talk of anything else. Every month, 100 plus companies reach out to NextWave for hiring. It's a possibility. So when you are very realistic about what you're doing, what you're talking, it makes a lot more sense than what you want to, what your dream is, what you're aspiring for. And from that perspective, when I see these companies, hopefully this is all correct. Assuming these companies have gone for placement at NextWave and hired one of the NextWave students after the skilling happened, not while they were working there. Like I might be working at Apple and skill myself doesn't mean that you place me at Apple, and so on and so forth. If companies have come to NextWave and hired NextWave students after the skilling has completed, it's a very good thing. But there is a lot of gray area in terms of the information that's up there, right? So that is where I stand as far as NextWave is concerned. I'll also take you quickly through the admission process and all. You need to register for the NAT examination, apply online, and the fee is about 1,200 rupees. Take the NextWave assessment test. Then there's a counseling session. Then there is university allocation and seat booking. Because there are about 25, 30, 35 partners, what they're doing is they created an examination called NAT. They conduct the NAT examination based on your geographical domicile and all. They actually push you to one of those universities. The thing that you need to understand is, would you want to be an alumni of that particular university? Would you want to say that I'm studying at this particular university? Ultimately, when you're making that choice, you're choosing a university also, not just a skill, right? Now, from that perspective, are you comfortable joining a university that they pointed you at? Or would you want to choose a university yourself? I would always want to choose a university because the university's history, legacy, credibility all matter, because for lifetime you're an alumni of that particular university. And some of these universities that they partnered with are tier 3. So from that perspective, again, you need to be very clear. Now, again, I'm repeating, if you're not getting into tier 1 institutions, if you're not and you're likely to get into tier 2, then possibly a tier 3 with a skilling that NextWave gets you is very, very good as an opportunity, as an option, as a choice. But that's because you actually don't have the tier 1 or tier 2 also, and you're left with this, in which case you're choosing this along with the skilling that NextWave gives in, because at least you have the greater probability of getting employable because you're actually better skilled than many other institutions out there. That's a very good choice and option that you make. But that is the option that you make consciously with informed decision making. Now the next part of it, the exam is NextWave assessment test. It's online mode, approximately 90 minutes at aptitude, logical reasoning, psychometric test, and mathematics. 1,200 rupees online at CGP. This is the thing, and 10 plus 2 PCM students are the only students who can take this because you're offering a BTech. So to that extent, PCM is what you're dealing with. Now, the frequently asked questions that keep coming back from students for us. And by the way, we got a lot of questions when we started doing the Scalar and Newton videos. Is the BTech degree valid for government jobs and studying abroad? First of all, the degree, if it is given by any university, is valid. So if NextWave has partnered with the university and the university is promising you a degree, the university is promising you a degree, the relationship is between you and the university, then that degree is valid for any government job or studying abroad or anything for that matter, because that's graduation, because it's being given by a UGC approved university, right? And NextWave very clearly says they do not award degrees. So there is a lot of clarity in NextWave on that. What is the difference between NIIT and CGPP4, right? NIIT is a 4-year BTech program. CGPP is a skilling academy. Again, don't conflate the two. Skilling Academy does its job very, very well. NIIT is in the grey because they actually skill people in tier 3 and tier 2 institutions, but the degree granting status is something that they don't have, they don't control of, and they don't have any control of, and the university can at any point in time create its own grey area about it, because UGC will come back and hit at them, which is what I showed. And the same notice that I showed you of NextWave has possibly gone to the universities also. Can students from non-PCM background join that? No, because NIIT is for a BTech program. For that, PCM is important. Is NIIT a university? No. Again, NIIT itself claims clearly that they're not a degree granting institution. So to that extent, they cannot grant a degree. Is placement guaranteed? No. Again, no placement guarantee is given. NextWave provides placement support via 3,000 plus companies hiring network, success coaches, AI mode, and all. And by the way, everywhere, in fact, there's one thing that I must appreciate of NextWave. They do talk of the placement and say every month so and so. We continuously strive to strengthen our placement support. However, placement outcomes also depend on learner effort, skills, and performance. Enrollment in NIIT itself does not assure a job or internship. This disclaimer is to make it clear to a few students who might think that they can get a job internship by just joining the upskilling program without making any learning efforts. So NextWave is very clear that we don't guarantee a placement. We'll make you skilled enough to make you employable, even at NIIT level. So the degree is not a guarantee as much as the placement is not a guarantee, right? So I think you broadly understood where we stand in this matter. The question that keep coming back, is NextWave a reputed company? Yes, of course, it's a very reputed company. It's been funded by some of the biggest investors that we have in the country. It's a profitable company, and they do a very, very good job, or they did a very good job as academy and as the intensive program that they have for skilling and training programs. They've done a wonderful, wonderful job. When I got into NIIT, which is the BTech program, is where the gray areas come in. And our coverage also of NextWave comes in because they're offering a BTech program, which is degree granted institutions. And that's where our conversation also comes in. Would I get a UGC approved degree if I study at NextWave? You're studying at NextWave, but the degree is actually given by the university. So unless you're studying within the university, there is no guarantee that you'll get a degree. Your relationship should be with the university. You must be studying at the university. You must be paying the university. Then your degree is more or less guaranteed. How are the placements at NextWave? Are they guaranteed? The placements at NextWave Skilling Academy are very, very good. NextWave does have very good relationship with a lot of employers. So to that extent, they'll also do a wonderful job of that. You have greater chance of employability and placement as compared to when you're studying in a tier 3 university for sure. Right? But are the placement guaranteed? No. They also say that, and I also say that nowhere, anywhere in the world, placement can be guaranteed for every student. What is the highest package reported? It's meaningless because not a single batch has passed out. So to that extent, anyone who's talking to you about NIIT's placements is lying because not a single batch has passed out. Only in 2027, the first batch will start getting placed, and that's when you'll get to know about it. What are the risks if I study at NextWave? The thing is that placement is not guaranteed, but if you're a very good, serious student, for sure you'll get skilled. You'll become more employable than what you were otherwise. The risk that you're attaching is when this UGC kind of notifications come in, when the university is upset with NextWave or NextWave is upset with university because of some relationship that's gone sour, then the student might suffer, and that's the risk that you're attached. So who should join NextWave? In my opinion, anyone who's not getting into a good university is only getting into a university because they'll get a degree but there is no employability and skill. You must look at this as an option. Anyone who's getting into the top 15-20% colleges and universities in this country, right, where skilling is guaranteed, employability is guaranteed, placements are more or less certain because a lot of companies have been going to this particular college or university for placement for a long, long time, then I would rather take that and avoid NextWave, right? And if you're not bothered about degree and you just say I want to be employable and skilled and I just want to get onto that, and make sure that you understand the technology coming in your place and the new technologies that are coming in this place, then NextWave is a great place to study because they do train you and make you skilled on the new technologies that are coming up. But if you value a degree, if you value a job, and if you value a skill, then there are you should be weighing your options of what are the options that you have, whether you have tier 1, tier 2 or only tier 3. And then if you're tier 3, you will go for that. If you're tier 1, you would not go for that. If you're tier 2, you need to examine your options and deal with that. I hope I'm able to explain to you what exactly NextWave is all about. Thank you so much, and please do subscribe to BTech. Thank you so much.